It seems to be all about the title, right? I mean, I'm trying to get back now to this history, Germany in big cups, but I do not want to, to get that wrong. I try to point out that they had been lucky, and I would like to notice anyone that I do not mind someone being lucky, and I saw so many things happening in this, especially in this gambling life and betting life, and people getting lucky and not knowing where it came from, and suddenly losing their luck again and going down badly. And this up and downs, and as I'm trying to point out somehow something with the tension and the emotions within that you even do this for, because you somehow, this is reflecting life, and for some people maybe because there's a lack of entertainment somewhere, so they are trying to get some extra bit there. Also watching football in general might be boring, but as soon as you have a bet on that, I said it's 30 minutes or more waiting time for a single goal to come. So you might say, well, that's a pretty long time, so it's not that exciting really. I like to watch Messi scoring 2 goals yesterday, the 10th of October, in the night of the 11th, and getting Argentina to the World Cup once again with 3 goals. But okay, but they are not all Messis, and sometimes it can be pretty boring actually. But then you get some excitement with this betting, and so this is about in general entertainment and things like that. So about luck and gambling and everything. So there's a lot with this whole subject, and as I noticed, as I made the title something about luck, people tend to pay more attention to that because they are also interested in that. And this is, a general issue would be, anyone can observe that you usually take, how you get there, you take that for granted. And from then on, you consider yourself unlucky. So to say, you got so close, right? You have 8 games right, and the 9th one is getting lost. So, and then you see the chance and you say, man, they were so close, they could have won this one. And you're absolutely right. But what about the 8 others you won before? There may have been the chances on the other side or so, but you take this for granted and you complain about the next one. And this is, everyone does so. So I'm playing chess, and when I play a tournament and they play 50 minutes a game, so we play 7 or 9 rounds in one day. So after every round you can walk around and ask people, how did you do? And either say, I won, or they say, oh, I was, I made a terrible mistake, or I was so unlucky, I was completely winning and then I lost. So either they won or they tell a story. It's not I simply lost, right? There's a story about that. So this means you take the best possible chance for yourself. Where was your best opportunity to score, to win the game, to do something in your favor, and you forget about the good chances for the other one. And if you lose a game of chess, for example, then you can pick any point, right? And you can have any suggestions. I could have played this, I should have played this, but you can take this point or that point. So you could have improved, and no one can say you've been wrong about it. So because the result can never become worse than losing. You lost it already, so make a gamble there, sacrifice a pawn or a piece. Whatever comes out, it can never be worse than you lost. So you tend to say, I should have done this, even if the result would have been the same, it can't be worse. So you say, and this is like everyone would argue. So you have to watch out yourself, right? That you're not getting this wrong. Where have you been lucky yourself? I was, this new background picture here, but no, it will come up at some point. I was talking about, so I'm quickly checking the time now, 5 minutes already, and but I'm trying to, this is also, it's really valuable, really precious, also to understand that, and also possibly to put up somewhere with some bad results. Because it's not always bad luck that it's causing them, right? It's not always, or maybe it never is, or it rarely is, or it can be in cases, but we had this 1954 World Cup, and I was showing those scenes. I might record another one, a better one. But there are plenty of chances for Hungary to win. Germany won it in the end. But they also tend to forget how did they get there. So this was also not a certain issue. And in the World Cup 1966, this is the one thing that I would like to show you at some point. And where would this be here? Just these celebrations. No, this one here. So just you know, I make this because so just to point out that. So fell over again, quick time player. Well, but now at least this moment for, you know, sharing with my twins here, born in 2002. But this is my background picture right now, and well, you simply have to somehow like it, I would guess. Anyway, getting back to this luck aspect, and that's of course an amazing amount of luck, right? To have such children. And anyway, they are 15 right now, 11th of October 2017. And yeah, all kind of yeah, trouble, but it's also, yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I was trying this to show this celebrations here, and the size of the celebrations somehow reflect how, you know, you're very happy because you know, look at this, Overath jumping up and down. So you couldn't celebrate like that if you didn't notice you had been somehow lucky as well, you know? This was the moment they had been there, so they noticed they had achieved something really great. And when they conceded the 3-2, which war wasn't in, was like stolen the World Cup, yeah. But first of all, you had to be there, and this was the 2-2 equalizer in the last minute by Wolfgang Weber in the final to get them to the extra time, even, which is also an amazing amount of luck to score a goal in the 90th minute. And now, okay, so now this was about the 1966 World Cup, and now we were, you know, the 1970. This is what I wanted to show, and this was, you know, the England Germany, and you know, it was 2-0 England already. So this was like, you know, they had an instant revenge kind of game. Like England won the World Cup final. So in 1966 and 1970, they met again in the quarterfinals. This was actually when I was, well, I was 11 years old. I was 15 in the next World Cup. Anyway, here I watched this, of course, and you know, it was 2-0, and England were, you know, they were winning the game. They had chances enough, but Germany were not bad, not at all. I'm not saying that, but look at this. This is actually the replay, I think. But look at this player on the ground there, and look how this happened, right? You should, you know, I mean, other players would have stopped the game, I think. No, sorry, wrong moment. Okay, so this is here. Did you see that? He simply, you know, he kicked the ball inside the, look at this. Oh no, this was, you know, he hit him pretty badly, and you wouldn't actually shoot at the opponent. This is like, looks a bit like deliberate, you know. I don't want to say that, but now this one is going to the ground, and they would have stopped play, but they don't. So Beckenbauer takes the ball, and fires it home. That was 2-1. So you should never forget how you got there, right? They beat England in the quarterfinals, but this was 1-2. And now the replay, and showing once again that there was a play on the ground. You could not really tell by the first scene, right? Because that could have been cut differently. Beckenbauer scored the goal. Anyway, great footballer. Yeah, but now, look at this. Now he's going past the defender, but they might have, look at this. This player is still on the ground, but who would play on then? I mean, these days they would say, well, is he seriously injured? The referee had to interrupt. But also the players are allowed to do that at least, right? They say, oh, sorry, I didn't want to shoot the ball into your stomach, which happened. And now he's down, yeah. But it was 2-0 England, so, but why would they complain, right? It's not, yeah, it's just one thing happening, and that is not just luck, also it's some, you know, I don't want to, so England never, no one said anything about it. It was, they were a world champion, they were out after this game, and but you can, of course, and look at this next goal, that was 4:55. So, but there was also a big chance for England. I could show here. 4 minutes after 4 minutes, right? There was this big chance, and the ball just went wide, right? Would you believe? Look at this. Oh man. Yeah, 3 inches wide, right? Look at this. Oh, perfect. That would have been 3-1 and game over again. Can happen, everything can happen. There had been chances missed before. And now Germany with some pressure, and after 4 minutes they appeal for the handball. And now look at this cross, and Uwe Seeler back, what do you say, backside of his head. So that's how they got into the semi-final. This was 2-2, extra time, so history repeating itself. And within extra time they scored another goal after 7:32. There was a chance for England. So let's have a look at this one. Now this will be a chance for England. Look at it. Fired it wide. And now the goal is gonna come, so we could let it happening again and again. Okay, we were here. English commentary. Well done, okay, far post and Müller. Okay, 3-2 Germany, extra time. So that was how they got into the semi-final. And now, I mean, I'm just saying, okay, they were lucky. How far? Yeah, they lost the World Cup 1966 final. They lost the semi-final against Italy. So where is this luck that I'm talking about, right? I'm getting there, but I'm trying to explain that, I mean, even getting into the semi-finals in 1970 was this amount of luck that you could see here, witness here. And they scored the 1-2, they were down and out, and there was a play on the ground. They scored the 1-2, so they got back. They scored this 2-2 by, here, backside of the head, by Uwe Seeler, backheading it in. And they won in extra time, so then there were chances for England, so it may be 50-50 there, but they won it. So you would never have argued about this semi-final or this unlucky going out. And now, why I'm mentioning this? Jetzt last minute. Last minute against in normal time. Okay. So this is like in 1966 when Weber scored the goal in the final to take them into extra time. This was here Schnellinger scoring a goal. The same thing. Player never scoring a goal, Schnellinger. Just this one goal. And last minute. No. So this is how they even got into this extra time. They lost the game in the end, and they call it the game of the century, 4-3 for Italy. I'm not showing anything of this. All I do is, how can I stop this popping up here? Just spam mail. So they got there to the final of 1966 until this controversial goal, Jeff Hurst. And but this would never have happened if they wouldn't have scored the 2-2. And also the game of the century would never have happened if not the player who never scores a goal in the last minute of a game scores a goal. And this was here Schnellinger and then Weber. And they both scored in the last minute. I mean, which other country can ever, you know, they simply lose 2-1, the one country, and they are out, and everyone says, well, they deserved it, so what are they hoping for, right? What would they complain about? And Germany score a goal in last minute of the game here, and then an important goal in the last minute of the game there, to get them into this final, semi-final, which they may have lost with some kind of bad luck. Because this 4-3 against Italy was partly unlucky maybe. The 3-2 against England was partly unlucky. But others would not have ever have been there, right? So this is, as I'm trying to point out, I do not mind anyone being lucky. I wish him luck, or I say, you know, I don't wish you bad luck. I don't wish anyone bad luck, but I wish you luck. Okay, go ahead. But it may turn around, I don't know, and I don't wish for that. But I would prefer him to notice he had been lucky, right? It's this perception of luck. And if those players had been celebrating like in 1966, they somehow noticed, oh, we have been lucky, we got there where others are not. I mean, I could talk about Brazil in 1966, right? You could not exchange players by this time, so you had to play with the starting 11. And Pelé had been injured. He brought Brazil the World Cup in 1958 when he was 17. He brought them the World Cup, or partly when he was part of the team, in 1962 when he was 21, and he was out in 1966 by a foul, and he had to play on, but he couldn't really move, so he was carried off the pitch, and they lost to Portugal 3-1, and they were out. So whereas Brazil, but Germany have to complain. I mean, Brazil could complain, but they were out in the group stage. Anyway, it's all these kind of, you know, it's a bit difficult to talk about this subject. Here, Germany had been unlucky in 1966 to even get there, in 1970 to even get there, and in 1974. This is what I was trying to show you, and maybe I should postpone this to the next one and continue with this history, right? Historical part. It's just the perception of luck. Do you notice it, or you think, yeah, it's our friend that should always be there? I'm gonna show you in the next one. Thanks. I'll leave you with this, and all the best. Bye bye.